big truck. Tell them where this plane going.
Now as we land in Montego Bay, it's like that, y'all. Coming from Jamaica, you know that it's a fact, y'all. The truck in case paid, now we rock and ride. Now we sippin' on Bahama Mamas when we ride.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm your host, Big Truck, here at the King's Table. Here we have Miss IYANLA VANZANT here on the show. This is a 30-minute show that we do where we get down to the root of it and we have deep-rooted discussions and we just have real talk. And that's what we do here at the King's Table. You know, we have those hard conversations that most don't want to have. So, oftentimes people will run from themselves because in order to get down to the root, first you have to sit down, you have to acknowledge, and then you have to be willing to tear back the layers of your past. Yes, it's going to hurt, but in order to have true healing and walk in the essence of truth and the essence of self, you have to be willing to face your fears, confront your past. I did that, and how it happened, those that know my story, I was married for 14 months, 2019, I was hit. I was hit from both sides. Didn't see a divorce coming, and it put me in a place. But also I can say that God, Elohim, backed me up against the wall and had me look at myself and say, I'm going to bless you and cripple you at the same time. But everything that I'm showing you about you, you're going to see why the person that you married has been living their life. So the moment I begin to peel back the layers of my past and was able to confront my past and do the work, get counseling, not relying on spiritual healing, but counseling. And sometimes God will send certain people to counsel you. He will put certain people in your life. And then as I begin to heal, because as men, we carry stuff, I was able to have forgiveness. It was hard for me to forgive because of what that individual done to me and put me in an unnecessary place of hurt and pain. But it was through all of that, I was able to reconcile my relationship with my mother. See, that's the art of forgiveness. That's the art of confronting your past. And this is what a large number of men and women are dealing with even today, that brokenness. Some people are broken, have never healed, run from themselves, run from their past. Catch it. So as men, we're going to spit fire. Let's spit fire. Let's get it.
They're a mess right now. Have you seen the things going on?
What's the biggest thing people want to discuss with relationships?
Why it doesn't look the way they think it should look.
They believe in fairy tales.
Yeah. Why it doesn't look the way they think it should look. And also, this is huge in relationships. Why they aren't getting what they're getting. I do this and I get that and I did this and he did this or she did that, because men call me too, Charlene. Because we've made relationships transactional. They're not soulful or soul-filled anymore. They're transactional. You give me this and I'll do that. You do this, you make me feel this. That's crazy. And also control. making somebody prove they love you over and over and over again. Let me see how bad I can behave, and if you'll stop loving me. Or let me say this or do this, and if you don't respond the way I want you to, that means you don't love me. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
And I don't either, because it goes back to having that positive person in your life, whether it's your mother or your father. That's why if you go back to the root of it, what did you see as a child? What did you see mommy and daddy do? As a child, what did you see that became familiar to you? See, this is that right there. Did you see mommy and daddy in love? Did you see mommy and daddy being affectionate towards each other? Did you see mommy and daddy getting along? Or if they had disagreements, they talked about it? What did you see growing up as a child that became familiar to you? Did you see daddy not showing mommy affection? Did you see daddy putting hands on mommy? Did you see mommy shooting off her mouth? And those things became normal to you, familiar to you, because these were the things that you saw growing up as a child? And this is the reason why you behave the way you behave as an adult? Because growing up, these were the things that you saw. So the things that you saw became familiar to you. Come on now, we can't turn a blind eye to the truth. Let's get it.
The wounded people, right? Like if you're doing that to a person, that means that
we're all wounded.
Yeah.
You do know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know that we're all crazy as hell?
Absolutely. I remind myself of that every day.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But so it's not the woundedness, it's the misinterpretations of love. The wounds or the experience of being wounded disrupted our expression and experience of love. So many of us have love wired to pain. You know, we have love wired to struggle. We have love wired to so many dysfunctional things that it just manifests in our relationship. So right now I'm focusing on women and relationships. And I say women because we got to get this together.
What do you mean?
Before she continues, I agree. And as men, on that same note, as men, we need to get it together. That's another reason why I started this podcast show. Men, we need to get it together. Men, we need to huddle up and we need to talk about it. We need to have deep-rooted conversations without judgment, without pointing fingers. I pray that this one here goes viral. Men, we gotta talk about it. Men, we gotta come together. Men, we gotta have a conversation. We gotta have a conversation at the water cooler. We gotta have a conversation on the sidelines. We gotta have a conversation in the end zone. We gotta talk about these things. How we gonna grow as men? How we gonna motivate each other? How we gonna lift each other up? How we gonna be that place where a man can come and vent and cry and be himself, and another man won't judge him, but receive him and respect him? Because damn sure not coming from a woman at this point. Because the things that's going on, the behavior of a large number of women today, it is out of control. It is out of control. If you a good man, you a wimp. You a simp because you a good man. but yet you want to lay down with the Pookie and the Ray Rays, and then you're going to say all men are trash. No, the ones you chose were trash. If we flip the coin, you dealing with the Makitas and the Shaquitas. But let a good woman walk right past you. A lot of things are out of order, and it needs to get back in order. It's going to take some time, but it needs to get back in order. Let's hear what she has to say.
What's your tongue?
You know I would not. My experience and my observation is that most women are men in skirts.
Come on.
Meaning that the way their presence, their being, the way we roll in the world, it's very masculine because we've been conditioned and programmed out of our feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I don't need feminist movement in the world, I want to be a fireman or a football player. I'm talking about I'm talking about how to be a woman in your being. What is the distinction between feminine power and masculine power?
And one thing I cannot stand is when a woman that does behave this way blame it on men. Well, we blame you men. We had to be this way. No, you chose to be that way, damn it. Did nobody make you do nothing? You chose to behave this way. Once again, program. That's social media. You didn't have to be anything. Man didn't make you be anything. Man didn't make you do nothing. You chose to do it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Take responsibility.
And we've been conditioned and trained to be men in skirts. We do everything like men. We compete like men. I said this on the R Spot a few weeks ago. I said, most women want their boyfriend to act like their girlfriend. Chatting, shopping. But when the man comes home, what they need is another dude. You know how women are, it's just so.
Why do you think that happened? Okay, why do you think it's such a problem?
It's a problem, first of all, because the feminine presence is missing on this planet. That's why we got so many.
And I get it. I receive that. A lot of the feminine, the feminine, the graceful, the soulful feminine woman is missing. Just like the masculine, the manly, the lion of the man is missing.
So much hoopla and conglomeration going on with the weather, with the politics, because see, the old male guard is dying. That masculine patriarchy, it's dying off. And you see them fighting and clawing, hold on to power with that's the whole Roe v. Wade turnover. Or we gonna control you. We gonna control you and your hoo-ha. Okay. Like women get pregnant by themselves. We need to have some bill where men are involuntarily sterilized. How about that? Can we do that? Just take your old weenie out, put it up here, and let me whack on it.
My wife wanted me to get a vasectomy, so I'm down for
it. So that's number one. And so, but we have been programmed and conditioned and raised where our feminine power and our presence as females is dishonored, disregarded, disrespected, just in the world, not just by men. And we've also been taught and trained that our softness is inappropriate, it's dangerous. Our emotions are inappropriate, and nobody wants to be bothered with that. So where do we go with that? How do we know? If a woman knew that her greatest power was silence, that's her greatest power, because then she can hear. We run our mouth all the time.
Like she says, silence. And I mentioned that. Imagine silence and just listening. To you women, have you ever just sat and listened to a man speak? Damn, that was so good. I'm gonna say it one more again. Ladies, have you ever sat in silence and listened to a man speak?